AD has approved KC-1400 collective. Everybody want to hear me say that? This is what it's all about. They're around. They are supporting. The money is going directly to our student athletes. They're signing deals. They have contracts. Let's do it. I mean, without this collective, we won't be successful. We won't be able to sustain our student athletes. I mean, 1400 Collective have done a really, really good job of keeping a lot of our athletes here.
Jackson State has a collective full throttle. They have a collective full throttle. And I mean, like, so they, you know, we won the national championship in 2023, and we were slowly but surely trying to get our collective going. Jackson State won it this past year. Their collective is full throttle. Like, it is full throttle. They don't want to lose. They didn't want to lose anybody. And they went full throttle. And I mean, that's you correct if I'm wrong. That's what happened.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. It's not a usual night that we do show, but we wanted to have a post. I wanted to have a post game, just a post NFL draft reaction to it. I started to wait until Monday, but I figured it would be best if I go ahead and come on tonight, man, and try to get some of my thoughts out. What's up, everybody? As you come in, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Turn this damn light down some. But how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? The NFL draft, the 2025 NFL draft has concluded. I would say not probably, but I would say not to the liking of what we all expected. But you know, we're good. You know how we are. We're master lemonade makers, right? That's what we do. We're master lemonade makers. We make the best out of what we're dealt, and just kind of how it goes. What's up, Dub? How you doing, bro? A lot is happening right now. I'm actually in the process of keeping up with all the free agent signings. Congratulations. First, I want to say congratulations to all the players that got drafted. Congratulations to all the players who have signed NFL free agent contracts already. Congratulations to all the players that have been invited to a NFL camp already. Still waiting for my guy Irv, man, the best running back in FCS, in our opinion. You know, the best running back in the SWAC. Looking for that deal to come through pretty soon. I know Miss Liberty is out there working and doing her due diligence to get him to the best possible situation that they feel is best for him. You know, so. But congratulations to everyone. So much to talk about, so much to unpack. What a day, man. What a 3 days, you know. Thursday night, the draft kicked off. And, of course, as expected, we fully expected, you know, former Jackson State Tiger Travis Hunter to get selected. We also expected Shedeur to go first round, and that didn't happen. And then neither did it happen on Friday. And finally, it happened today. So there's a lot of narratives out there. There's a lot of things being said. I think there's some validity on both sides of it. I found myself being a bit disappointed, man, you know, because I really wanted to see Robert McDaniel get drafted. I felt like he was, you know, outside of Carson Benson, you know, congratulations to him and the Alabama A&M Bulldog family over there in the SWAC East compadres. Anytime it's when you see players going from the collegiate level to the professional realm, it's all love, man. It's all love. You wish them the best. You want to see them thrive. You want to see them excel, you know, because in the end, we have competitive banter all the time. But in the real world, it's all love because we're all fighting the same battle. We're all fighting the same fight. The fight of, I guess you can say, HBCU oppression. And that's not a joke, by the way. That's really that way. And, you know, we have to fight a little harder from the HBCUs to be seen. Carson Vincent proved today that you can get drafted from an HBCU if you dominate. I just want to say this to all the players who elected to stay in the Jackson State uniform this year that's going to be draft eligible next year. Don't leave no doubt. You can't leave any room for doubt. You got to go dominate. You have to go dominate. I don't care where you go. You have to go. If you decide to go up, you have to dominate. You got to get on the field and you got to produce. You got to be seen. You got to become visible. And there were some players that left the HBCU ranks that did. There were some players that left the HBCU rank that didn't. So there is no perfect formula for it. It's a case-by-case situation. If you have an opportunity to go play, if the NFL is your dream and is your goal, yeah. It's a lot, man. You know, we can unpack. We've been singing the same song for quite a while. I just think that it's a little disappointing when you see those prospects that you know is draft eligible, that's draft worthy, that check all the boxes, interview well, got the numbers, got the metrics, and the association or the league decides that, hey, I can get him for cheaper. I just sign him to a free agent contract and we'll call it a day. But for us, it means everything to us if that young player, if that young fella can get drafted, but they're not making those decisions based off how we feel and what we're talking about, right? But I found myself being a bit sad. So I said, man, I mean it. I was disappointed, man. I really was. I'm still a bit disappointed. I know Rob is excited. I initially tweeted one thing, then I thought about it. I was like, nah, I don't want to take this moment, and I don't want to take this moment and make it like almost, piss on this moment, right? Because, he has an opportunity to, to go and actually make the squad. Hey, Junior D, appreciate it, man. Welcome to the channel. Greatly appreciate the support. Thank you. If there anyone else out there that's looking to join the channel, hey, click the link to join, become a channel member. It's greatly appreciated. We continue to strive to bring you the best Jack State content that we possibly can from our perspective and our vantage point. Live content on Facebook, X, as well as YouTube. If you're watching currently on X or Facebook, we ask that you head over to YouTube and make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, and definitely hit the subscribe button. We greatly appreciate that, which we're on the road to 8,000 subscribers. That's right, sis. So we need that. But yeah, just gotta, you gotta take it in stride, man. Like, no, the league doesn't owe anyone anything, so you don't want to come off as seemingly entitled. You just want to be visible, though. You want your players that bust their behinds at this HBCU D1 level or D2, whatever, the HBCU level, the HBCU realm, I should say. When they check the box, you want that to be the case. You want to see them get drafted. But there were a lot of Division I players that went to P4 schools that didn't get drafted either. So, for what it's worth, there was some top safeties that were out there that also didn't get drafted. So the draft is only 200 and however many picks, 257, I think. And after that, it's about making a 53-man roster. A lot of perspectives say when you don't get drafted in the latter rounds, you can choose the situation you want to be a part of. That's a great thing as well. But hey, it is what it is, so, but let's talk about it though. Let's talk about it. I'll start here. First and foremost, man, I dropped it in the link. We do have our collective. If you haven't joined, click that link and get signed up, man. We really trying to get to 500 signups. So if you can, make that happen. Last but not least, before we get into what we want to talk about with the draft, Tiger Nation, don't forget that by May 15th, you can order your fan rings. Don't forget to order your fan rings, $450 for the pendant, or you can get the ring, man. So don't forget to do that. Go to GoJSUTigers.com and search it out and then click that link. So don't forget, don't be at the last minute. But we want to say congratulations to Travis Hunter, man. Travis is a absolute superstar. He played for Jackson State for his freshman season, and he went over to Colorado and played the last 2 seasons. Heisman Trophy winner. Jacksonville Jaguars, they traded up to go get him. I think Travis is going to do an outstanding job at the NFL level. He is a two-way superstar, actually. He can play on both sides of the ball, as he did in Colorado, as he did in Jackson. So, we're going to definitely continue to support Travis and keep up with his career. And we're rooting for him, man. We know he's going to be great, man. We know that. That we do know. But we're very we congratulate him. Looks like Antonio Doyle got an invite to the rookie mini camp at the Philadelphia Eagles. He got an invite to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chargers. Congratulations to him. And that was announced by Clutch Sports. Nice. He signed with Clutch Sports. That's pretty cool. But anyway, let's jump into it, man. Duval, stand up. Congratulations to Travis, man. This was a no-brainer. I wasn't sure where he would go, but I figured wherever he went, he was going to be an immediate impact player. It's going to be interesting to see how much of an impact he make right away. I think he could very potentially be the rookie of the year. We don't know. But if Travis is a baller. As long as he can stay healthy at the next level, he's going to do some real things, some big time things. So congratulations to him. We're truly proud of him, and he ain't making no slack about it. I know Colorado gets the draft pick, but so does Jackson State. We're not in this NIL transfer portal era. This ain't old school where you got to sit out a year when you transfer. It's going to be a lot of players getting drafted that's going to have multiple schools under their list. So if we're going to start grabbing and taking credit for our portion in the development. If they played in our uniform and we were there to support them in any shape, form, or fashion, then we also are going to get recognition with that. The coolest thing about Jacksonville is because Jacksonville has a legendary Jackson State Tiger that played for their franchise. He's inducted into the Jacksonville Jaguars Ring of Honor. You guys know who he is. He should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. He goes by the name of Jimmy Smith. He means everything to that franchise. He means everything to us. He absolutely should be. I'm aware of who that. I'm gonna walk this down in order. So y'all just be patient with me in the comment section. I'm fully aware of where everyone went and all that good stuff. So yeah, man. But nevertheless, we're proud of him. I know that Jimmy Smith is gonna wrap his arms around him, the Khan family, and I know it's gonna be pretty awesome. So another wide receiver coming out of Jackson State, wide receiver / DB, and we're gonna keep up with him. We'll talk about his teammate who has followed him. Cameron Sealman Craig played with him at Jackson State, played with him 2 years in Colorado. There it is. He's heading over to Jacksonville, signed as a free agent as well. I'll mention that as we proceed further. But I just want to, like I said, congratulations to Travis. We're going to move on to 2, man. I got so much I want to say about this right now, but I don't think I'm going to get it all out tonight. It's just been a doozy, so many narratives. This is unbelievable that Shedeur dropped to the 5th round. He was absolutely a first-round talent. We all expected him to go first round, even from the professionals and the experts. I know there's a lot of people that I just don't understand the celebratory. I don't hate nobody. Actually, I don't hate on nobody. I don't. I don't understand what hating on somebody is going to do. You know what I'm saying? It does nothing for the hater. You know, hating is a form of insecurity at the end of the day. I don't get it, you know. For some strange reason, there is a small sector within our own community that we just hate to see. Some of us hate to see I'll be careful how I'm gonna choose my words carefully because I don't want to get lost in the point that I'm trying to make, because this is a lot to unpack with Shedeur that transpired. We know, let's say it this way. Just sitting back watching this whole thing play out, it was very uncomfortable, man, just watching it, because it felt like we were watching a public ass whooping. Straight off the play plantation. They might say, oh boy, here you go. It's almost like a buck breaking. Now I know there's going to be an element. Well, you know, he went out there, he did this, he did that. I understand that. Two things can be true at the same time. Two things can be true at the same time. They can be. So I'm going to get that out of the way first. According to reports, because neither one of you weren't in the room and neither was I, but according to reports, there were reports that stated that obviously Shedeur didn't have an agent. He was obviously being represented by his daddy. And they said that some teams felt like he was sandbagging it in some of the interviews. Came off as entitled, arrogant, cocky, not serious. All those things that I know that maybe he have accumulated over the years of being with your father. I thought Shedeur has had a very unique journey from high school all the way through college. And the awesomeness about it is, I don't agree with that buffs up. I mean, that's just, I mean, you tied it to your opinion. I'm not here to try to convince anybody. I'm just going to speak my piece, and you can we can agree to disagree and proceed further, right? Usually when players are making decisions to go into the NFL, they get a draft grade. You know, the so-called experts, they do their due diligence, and they kind of tell you he was overanalyzed. He was highly covered. He was dissected from, eye infinitum. It was a lot that was going on with that. I'm not going to take you serious if you're going to sit in here and trying to convince me that Shedeur Sanders is a fifth-round talent. That's why the likes of Mel Kiper, like Mel Kiper, I was laughing my behind off because, him and Louis Riddick and, Reese Davis and the guys on ESPN today, Mel Kiper was livid behind it. So I'm not in the profession of evaluating college players that are heading into the NFL. That's what he does. And he has hit on quite a few quarterbacks. He has. He really has. And all we go by is the evaluators. They have a job to do. And then we can watch our film, but they're not asking us for our opinion. So we can evaluate film. We have the eye test. We got, the results. There was some elements out there that was basically saying, he was in a very controlled environment that was controlled by his dad. So everything that was done, and there's some truth to that. I'm not going to act like he had a very normal situation. It wasn't. I mean, how often do you see kids get coached by their father from high school all the way through college? So Deion has been with him. So obviously he's going to take on some of the character traits of his father. There's a DNA thing in there. There's a level of confidence that's always been in Deion. Some call it hubris. You can call it arrogance. You can call it what you want to call it. But it has worked for him professionally. probably not interpersonally with certain relationships, because it just rubs people the wrong way. A part of being in an oppressed system that stems from racial discrimination. And here's the thing, that is something that is ingrained in the fabric of this country that we live in for African American people. It's not something that's talked about every day. It's only talked about and brought up when situations and scenarios highlight the fact that that's the type of system that we have to operate in. And I'm just not interested in listening to non-African American people that don't have that experience. You can't tell me about that experience. We wish we didn't have to talk about race, but I think we would rather not live in a society where race became a factor, where we were judged and discriminated against and pressed against because of what we look like. Now, am I saying that this was a racial thing? I'm not going to go that far with it just yet. It did have some part to play in that. Absolutely it does, because all of race is in everything. It's always a variable. But it wasn't the whole thing. It wasn't. There was a lot to that, because it's a layered, multi-layered conversation. This is my opinion and my perspective. Buff Suck, he knew about. Okay, that's fine. I don't think they would have. So here's the other thing that you have to understand when it comes. I'm gonna let you cook for a minute, okay? But just pipe down a little bit. We good for now. We good for now. You let him ride. But this is what I want to say about that. I'll start with, like I said, with the reports of what was reported. Not having an agent, sandbagging in some of the interviews. Went to the Big 12 Pro Day, didn't throw. Went to the combine, didn't throw or didn't participate in it, which is pretty normal. That's normal. So did Cam Ward. Cam Ward didn't participate in a lot of that stuff as well. But when you have a player who is supported by a dad that has that type of media power, that type of influence, that type of he's been able to kind of control everything he's been associated with in this professional college level for him, as well as for his son. So he's kind of been able to dictate some things. He made some comments that alluded to Archie Manning with Eli being able to manipulate where his son was going to go. And these are things that were reported, that were said. So when you have someone that is in there that they feel like doesn't interview well, they feel like he was playing in a controlled environment, and all of it, when you really get down to it, you can't make somebody like you. It's up to them to decide if they want to like you or not like you. And if you give them a reason to not like you, you come in here with this bravado and all this confidence. Unfortunately, it can rub certain people the wrong way. But when it comes to the NFL, we all know what the NFL has displayed. I don't know. I can't say what it is because I've never been a part of the NFL. But from a perspective of what we've seen through how the NFL have handled its players, we know that the NFL operates. It has a very plantationist type operation. Yes, they make a lot of money. People think that just because these guys are able to make money, yes, they're an employer. I know that. And you get to operate by their rules. But again, two things can be true at the same time. It's just kind of how it goes. They operate under the good old boy system, man. They want things to be a certain way. They want their players coming in a certain way. And however he presented himself, it was obviously rubbing some people that had some power. And this is what I would say, and this is where Shedeur will grow as a young man, and because he's going to be away from his father now, more than he's ever been in his football career. When you work for yourself and you do for yourself, you can do what you want to do. But when you're walking into an environment that's controlled by others that have a certain perspective as far as how they want you to walk, talk, and move, you kind of got to acquiesce to the code. That's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? You got to acquiesce to the climate in which you're walking into. You can't go in certain environments and try to dictate terms because you don't have that kind of power. It doesn't mean anything if you don't want to go play in the NFL. If you don't want to play in the NFL, then it doesn't matter what they say or how they do it. But if you're trying to get in, they have the power to say no. They have the power to dictate when you do what you do. I absolutely feel like there was some collusion on the hands of the NFL. They all agreed that and you can take it how you want to take it. I'm not here to try to change your mind or have you change mine. I just don't believe. I'm just looking at the professionals that's on TV getting paid to talk and what they're saying. There was some things that was personal within that. But let's say there is a franchise that wanted to take Shedeur. I absolutely believe that if they have to participate in this seemingly buck-breaking public ass whooping, you know what I'm saying, that they're going to have to take. And that now, mind you, they're taking a whooping to their pride, to their ego, to their, you know what I'm saying, to their whatever. And you start hearing terminology like humility. There is a level of humility that you have to display when you're walking into an environment that's controlled by others. That's just how it goes. When you work for yourself and when you're not operating under somebody else's shield, you can do what you want to do, and seemingly, as long as you're not breaking the law. But when you're trying to participate in an environment that's controlled by others who are absolutely they got way more money, they got way more power, way more influence. We may never know, because those that are in the room are not going to tell on themselves. They're just not going to do that. So the fact that Cleveland took Shedeur tells me that Cleveland always wanted to take him. But there was no way in hell that Shedeur was going to get drafted in the first round, according to what had transpired. It just wasn't going to happen. If the call was put in, nobody's drafting this young brother, and they saying, well, wait a minute now, I'm trying to get him. So if we're going to participate in this, y'all need to make for damn sure that nobody else drafts him and he's going to be there available for us. And people don't believe that, oh man, you know, that ain't gonna happen like that. Who's to say that it ain't? I'm just telling you. You tell me why Cleveland could have been took Shedeur. They could have took him when they drafted Dylan Gabriel. I think he was drafted in the third round. I'm just saying, they always knew these teams drafted. Let's just say Cleveland, because Cleveland drafted him. Cleveland drafted as if they always knew he was going to be there. If you're paying attention to what's transpiring, I appreciate it. I saw what Gilly said, and Gilly is absolutely right. Because in the end of the day, see, I know people don't like to say that, but I was bothered for a couple of days watching this, because I said I feel like Shedeur is getting a public ass whooping, and it's to send a message out to all the young brothers that coming behind him. Look, if you're gonna come in this lead, and listen, they was going. For one, he's already a rich young individual because of the fact he was born into money, thanks to his dad's to his dad, because of his father. He's been able to accumulate a lot of dollars through this NIL space. So the money, when you walk in a room like you don't really need me, and it's one thing, I don't know if you guys have ever been around powerful men. And I'm gonna make this a little bit more. I'm gonna make this hit home a little harder. Been around a lot of powerful white men. They got money. It's just they live in a different world. Millionaires and billionaires operate in a different world than us regular day-to-day folk. It's a different world that they live in. And Money is power, especially in that organization, the NFL. And you will acquiesce. Somebody say, well, man, they bringing in all these jokers sexual assaulted and all these different checkered past. One thing about checkered past players, they're going to be a lot more appreciative for their opportunity. They're going to come in with the right mentality that they're just fortunate and thankful to have this opportunity. Now, they may blow it later on because their character may not allow them to stay within the organization, but they're not coming in saying, look here, man, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going over here. You're not going to come in and put your feet up on the table like and put your feet on the couch like Dave Chappelle, right? Yes, people say Johnny Coke Manziel. I get it. I get it. That scenario is true. However, Johnny Manziel still approached the draft process with a level of professionalism. Archie Manning got on. Archie Manning was talking, saying, "Look, my son ain't going to. He's not going to the Chargers. Not happening." But Eli Manning wasn't doing a whole lot of talking. Eli Manning was still displaying a level of professionalism that was palatable for those that made the decision. Right? Unfortunately, when you operate in a space where it doesn't even have to be the NFL. I was having this conversation with someone that was not African-American. I was trying to explain to him just some of the things that you have to deal with when you're operating. All of us have been raised and taught about code switching. All of us have been raised and taught about being able to operate. When I left Jackson State, I had a mentor, an African-American mentor. And he knows who he is. Big brother Vincent Gatlin. I'm going to put that out there. I was rough around the edges, man, when I started working at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise Rent-A-Car was also like the good old boys club. You know how it is. We had to wear white dress shirts, shirt and tie. We rent cars and all that good stuff. And we couldn't have facial hair. It didn't matter that you had a cool beard. If you wanted to work at Enterprise back in the day, you had to shave your face. And he brought me unto him and he said, hey, man, don't wear that kind of suit. See, people don't understand that it's a certain colors. Y'all remember when Barack Obama was the president of the United States and he wore a khaki color suit and the world lost their freaking mind? Yeah, because there's a code that you have to operate by. So I was told, hey, man, you can't wear them church suits, bro. You're going to look crazy up in this type of environment. Say, hey, man, go get you a set of golf clubs. Learn the game. I was given a game on how to walk, talk, look, and be invisible as an African American. You don't want to come in looking like a threat. Because if you don't look like a threat, they'll let you come in there and you can play the game to win the game. You got to play the game in order to beat the game. I'm telling you what I was raised under and what I was taught. So I didn't have no facial hair. I just had a little mustache, right? I had a little hair back then. But the point that I'm making is GQ standards is black, navy, and gray. That's it. Black, navy, and gray. That's it. White dress shirt, Windsor knot on your tie, right? You walk a certain way. Hey, man, don't wear them balls. I was told, hey, man, take them Stacey Adams off, man, them square-toe Stacey Adams. I was told that. Go get you some round-toe Bostonians or some Florshans. Go get the shoes that the people that got the power wear. You want to look like how they look. Because if you look like how they look, they will think that you walk and talk and look the way that they'll be more comfortable with your blackness. People don't think that. I know our non-African-American folks that may be listening to this may feel uncomfortable when we talk about that. But this is the type of stuff that we have to deal with in order to do that. I'm telling y'all, I've lived under this. I live in a predominantly non-African-American neighborhood. I was just sharing with someone, I was walking in the neighborhood. And the majority of the people in my neighborhood that don't look like me do not speak to me to this day. Because you don't know what it's like to operate in this type of environment. I didn't choose this. So this is what trips me out. This is why racism and bigotry. I have no issue with white people, but I hate bigots. I hate racism. So if you're not a racist, I don't have an issue with you. Because at the end of the day, all of us are spirit beings that did not choose the flesh, the outer coat that we have to walk around in. And it's crazy to me. It's the epitome of ignorance. Racism, bigotry is the epitome of ignorance. So so there's a level of operation that you have to operate with when you walk around here with this dark color skin, because the world has told you on several occasions that they don't really rock with us like that. They don't rock with us like that. So stop telling us that have to live within this type of environment how to act, how to have these conversations. People get so uncomfortable with this conversation, they dislike the conversation more than they dislike the fucking racism. That's what blows my mind. You would be mad at me for talking about the racism that I have to live in as opposed to the racism itself. So yes, there is an absolute level of racism that occurs with this. This was straight out of the handbook from the slave plantation. This was a buck breaking. Now again, you take it how you want to take it. You don't have to agree with it. But this was a shot to Dion. This was I got your son now. And if you get out of line, get to talking all crazy, we hold all the cards with your baby boy. Your golden goose now belongs to us if he's going to play in this league. Because had he went first round, y'all know what would have happened. They had the nice setup. They was finna put on a show. Man, they broke him down to day number 3 to where he was just happy to get on the team. Now I'm just dancing because, boy, I finally got drafted. That was the whole point. And if you say that it ain't, I'll tell you to your face, you're a damn lie. And it was very uncomfortable to witness for a lot of people, including those that don't look like Shedeur, because that was uncomfortable. It bothered me because I'm going to say this again. Those of us that look like us, that come from the struggle, some of us have an issue when we see young kids that don't come from the struggle that we come from. That boy come from money, and some of us don't like him just because he got money. Now I'm gonna get close to you now. I'm walking towards your front door now. Some of us don't like that boy because that boy rich. Some of us don't like that boy because his daddy got money, and we come from the struggle. I'm so thankful. I pray to God. Listen, I'm so thankful to the good Lord, man, that I do not deal with jealousy. I do not deal with jealousy. I do not desire that. I don't desire nobody's plate, because I absolutely am thankful for the mission and the journey that God got me on. I'm thankful for that. I don't have to I'm not at war with that. I don't have to silently wish bad on a young kid that ain't never he ain't from the hood. He from the suburbs, and we went to got a school paid for, and damn, I don't have no problem with that. This is why Shedeur's situation bothered me. Because for those of us, some of us vicariously lived through Shedeur, because Shedeur kind of represented, seemingly, take all the character stuff to the side, because you know that boy ain't never been no bad, he ain't never been no problem. That boy was at Jackson and you never heard a peep out of him. He was in Colorado, you never heard a peep out of him. If the worst thing he ever done is put his diamond ring up and wear a bling and put the grill in his mouth, then that boy is a model citizen. Stop it with that character stuff. That boy ain't got no bad character. We seen Shedeur represent Jack State in the utmost. That boy is respectful. I'm talking about, you ain't never heard nothing about this boy in 4 years of playing college ball. Not now allegation, not now nothing. Not nothing. He's a good kid. So to me, this is just me. You do what you want to do with it. To me, when I looked at that young brother, he represents the best version of us. And I want him to win because I'm tired of seeing us lose. I like to see us win. I don't give. I like to. What you eat don't make me poop. I like to see us win, man. And it felt like a really good representation of what. Boy, how can I see it? I'm trying to put it out. This is what bothered me. That boy represented and listen, this is all in principle. It's not jot and tittle every little detail, because somebody will take that and be polytechnical and be like, well, you know, you say he was the best version of us when he did this and he did that. No, that's not what I'm saying. In theory, allegorically, in an example, when you see that young brother, you say, man, I want to see that young brother succeed. And not just him. Feel the same way about Travis. But Shedeur is unique. Everybody knows he's been unique. Everybody knows that. And this is what I'm saying. When they took him and made an example out of him and told him, what Gilly say? You still a N-word. Look here, boy. When you come over here, we like our N-words humble and docile. We don't like them all rah-rah and you're a little too confident. You're a little too confident. And people out here talking like highlighting Cam Ward's disposition, because you do realize that we come in all flavors, all different sizes, all different personalities. You think highlighting Cam Ward is some type of, like, that's like you don't realize how racist that is to be like, well, you need to be more like Cam Ward. Because what you're really saying is that your confidence really offends me. His dad said it all the time. Don't let my confidence offend your insecurities. And his son had to live it. I am not saying Deion Sanders did everything right. I am saying that Shedeur had to bite the bullet for a lot of things that his daddy said and a lot of things that his dad did. And they can't touch Deion. They can't touch Deion. You know why they can't touch Deion? Because Deion don't want nothing that they got. He got a situation over there in Colorado that works perfectly for him. They need him. He need them. I get my bag. I take care of my coaches. I take care of my players. I'm going to win. We good. But hey, Deion, I got your boy. I got your boy. You better not get out of line, or we going to take it out on your boy. And I know you love your boy. You ain't heard much from Deion, because Shedeur is the golden goose, and everybody knew that. Yes, sir. Everybody knew that. Now, you ain't got to like what I'm saying. You ain't got to like it. I'm just telling you what it is. Telling you what happened and what I saw and what I see. They said, now we're going to let him in. But your ass better not get out of line, Deion. You better not get out of line. You escaped us. You did it your way. We let you get away with it. And we built you up. Don't you go against the shield. Don't you back our coaches into a corner. Don't you be out there talking bad about these GMs. Don't you. I got your boy. I got your boy over here. And they sent him to the worst franchise for quarterbacks. Oh, they sent him to the Cleveland Browns, man. It's cold. I'm going to get a jersey. I'm going to get a Cleveland Brown jersey. Oh, you bet your bottom dollar on it. I'm in the transfer portal. I am going to the Cleveland Browns to root for my favorite quarterback. He is instantaneously my favorite quarterback in the NFL right now. And I want this young brother to really have some success. Now, I say it all that to say this. I don't think Deion gonna interfere. I think when people bring up LeVar Ball, right? People think about LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball has not been a distraction since his sons got into the NFL. LeVar Ball said, my job is done. And you ain't heard no high hair peep out of LeVar Ball. He just did a Slam magazine because he had a certain portion of his leg cut off. But his kids are doing fine, man. And he was like, man, I'm good now. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna move on because I'm gonna come back to this on Monday. These are my initial thoughts. I felt like they made their point. They made their point. It ain't a damn thing nobody could do about it. Ain't nothing nobody can do about this. You can talk until your tongue hurt. They made their decision. They did what they wanted to do, and it's not changing. And now Shedeur got to go put that work in. And he gonna do what it is that we know he'll be able to do. I'm not worried about his character. He's a great teammate. I think Shedeur is gonna thrive without. Don't take this the wrong way. If someone that's out there that I think Shedeur is actually gonna reach another level now that he's gotten out from when they get out from up under their dad. He's gonna take it to the next level in his maturation as a young man into a grown man. You follow what I'm saying? And I think that being able to just let his personality shine, he's not gonna be in a controlled environment. He's gonna have to rely on all the things that he has been taught, all the things that he has learned over the years, and he's going to have to go out there and put that work in. Okay. He's gonna have to go put that work in. We know he got the skill set to be successful, and we're rooting for you, bro. We really are. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that for him. But it was highly freaking uncomfortable, man. And he's box office, man. I mean, it just is what it is. That's why I knew I was gonna spend a nice little portion of time on this. I wanted to just see it through before I started talking, because I wanted to be sure I was looking at what I was looking at. And to those people who feel like he wasn't a first-round talent, okay, cool. But you ain't gonna tell me he was a fifth-round talent. You say second or third. I ain't listening to no fifth round. Come on now. But there is a level of accountability that's on the hands of his father and on the hands of him. Because regardless of whether you're participating in drills or not, you still have to have a level of professionalism. It'll take you a long way, bro. And I think if he had an agent would have advised him to be a lot more button up in that process. You can't go in there. When you go into those interviews and you don't take it serious, because it's not about what your daddy told you or what somebody else said or where you want to go play at. It's about the fact that man to man, I need you to be more respectful for my time. And as a man, I'm not going to deal with nobody that's playing in my face. And I feel like you're not taking me serious. I'm just going to end the conversation. Hey, man, you have a good day, bro. I'm getting on about my business. So you have to think about those people. You got to come up off of yourself and think about those people who are spending their time trying to evaluate you. Yes, the prank call was horseshit. And I said it. I think them jokers should catch a fade, man. I just do. Not to the level of, you know what I'm saying? We don't want nobody to, I just leave it at that. That's what I said. They got to catch a fade for that. You know what I'm saying? But not only just respect the space, but respect the space and time. But this is the thing. This is what I love this. Let me say this. Let me show you something about this. That's true. But you know what I've been hearing a lot of, bro? See, people want to make that point and just leave it at that and act like the other side of the coin ain't real. It's both things. He needs to be more professional and take things serious. His dad said some things that put him in a tough spot. So you got to up your level of professionalism and be respectful and respect the process, respect the shield. It's all of that. But that was also bullshit. Like, don't just stop at the they got to be better part. No, that was horse crap, man. And you know it was. It was. Well, I mean, who's to say? So EA, who's to say you're gonna have to deal with Prime? And what does dealing with Prime mean? A tweet? He can't come in your facility. He can't come in your locker room. Of course, you're gonna have to. Like, come on, man. You got to deal with fans. There's some coaches that are gonna lose their job behind some of the decisions they made. Because I don't know what the hell the Steelers, the The Saints, boy, I hope Saints lose every game they play. I know. I'm sorry, y'all. That was terrible. You know, you're going to take some Tyler Shuck. What? Look, Beef, I know you said Shuck was that dude, but I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry, bro. You could have did better than that. You should have took Jalen Milroe before you took Shuck. I'm serious, man. Like, that was crazy, bro. That was crazy. Now, if he proved me wrong, hey, I'll come back on here and say, you know what, man? I said Shuck was a bust. I said he was trash, and he out there killing it. I'm sorry. I ain't see it. But I thought he was going to go to the Saints at 9, you know. So, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. He got to the league. Now he got to just go make it happen. Well, Mike Tomlin ain't making no decisions like that, bro. Mike Tomlin, he's part of the association too. Everybody got a role to play, man. Ain't nobody bigger than the Shield. The Shield is like a mafia, man. You either want to be in this thing or you ain't going to be in it. It's just how they go. Again, you don't have to abide by their rules. You don't have to play that game. But you're going to have to find somewhere to play. EA, I already know that Prime was his agent. I said that earlier when I first started talking. But let me move on. Again, we want to congratulate Shedeur. I'm super excited for him and his journey. Of course, everybody gonna keep up with him. Everybody's gonna be talking about it. Yeah, they did win and go. They drafted Will Howard. That was comical. So, yeah. But I tell you what's gonna be a beautiful poetic justice is Shedeur win that starting job, whether this year or next year, and he go out there and make all them teams. You know what I'm saying? Make them pay. You know, so I just I'm happy for him. We're proud of him. We're gonna be rooting for him. But I think you're gonna see a real elevated level of maturation within Shedeur Sanders. You're gonna see that. I absolutely believe that. I really do. And I don't it was fun to see that. There's nothing wrong with humility. There's nothing wrong with humility. Humility will take you a long way. Okay. Humility will take you a long way. But sometimes the way it's presented can be offensive. And I don't think people understand that. Okay. When you start throwing those types of words around and you start saying, this conversation can go very deep. It can go very deep. It can go various different ways. There's nothing wrong with humility, man. So when someone says Shedeur needs to be more humble, I agree with that as long as it's coming from a place of love and a place coming from the right place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to listen to those types of words when it's stemmed at the hands of a dislike for someone in that manner. You know what I mean? Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. But there's absolutely some truth to that. But what happened. It was supposed to happen. It was God's will for it to go this way. It went exactly how God has designed it to go, with all the details in mind, all of the missteps, all of the oversights. He was going to be a Cleveland Brown no matter what. And now he got to go in there and there you go, Brother Dub. That's how you put it. For some, humility equals compliance. He said, I did hear there's a lot more to the story than humility, and he damn near admitted it. Said, yep. Absolutely, it is. You know it is. That's a loaded thing. I said, if you don't know what a buck breaking is, you go look at it, look for it yourself. We weren't, look, man, I was born in 1982. The world was a totally different place than when my grandmother was born. Okay? And people think that just because we're not getting sprayed with water hoses and you don't see no colors or no N words allowed, we don't think that those signs really still do exist, family. They do. They're just not written. They're just invisible now. They're there, though. They're still there. I see it every day. Every day. And the conversation I was having today, with someone that doesn't look like me, I was trying to convey and answer a question. And this is how I would say it. For those who don't have to deal with that type of interaction with the world, we're used to it because that's all we know. We've been experiencing this since we've been on this earth, and I quoted James Baldwin. I told you this, one of my favorite quotes, to be relatively conscious in America to be relatively conscious as a Black person in America would mean that you would have to be in a state of rage daily. If you're conscious of what you're seeing in your surroundings. And this is what happens when people that don't have that type of experience in life try to tell you that they're tired of hearing you talk about it. That's a place of privilege, man. That's a place of privilege because you don't have a frame of reference of what the hell I'm talking about, because that's not your reality every day. You get to come to me and tell me to consider not talking about it, because when we talk about it, it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. But the reality of the matter is, every single time that I park the doors from my home or from home base, I am going to interact with people that don't look like me, and I am going to have to deal with the thought and mindset, what am I getting from this person? And I have to discern and avoid. And that's why people get frustrated. That's why people just be MF and tired, man. That's why people done had enough, because we get tired of, and people think that that's like that. I'm serious, man. I'm serious as a heart attack when I say that. I fly a lot. It's nothing more than, I be flying standby. And I had caught myself one time getting on a plane, and I'm a little over. Sometimes I can speak a little too much out of turn. I get it. I sat down on a plane, and I'm sitting between two people that don't look like me. And I could see the young brother that's over here right next to the window. Now I'm in the middle. It's like that man wanted to crawl up in his skin. Started moving and stuff. And before I knew it, I said, man, I don't want to sit by you no more, and you want me to sit by you, man. And I buckled up and threw my headset on. I'm like, I don't want to sit next to you either. So we even. Now we both gonna have to ride the 2.5-hour flight and be uncomfortable. That's just how it goes. I'm walking in my neighborhood. I see someone that don't look like me. You know how you make eye contact with somebody, you trying to speak to them, that joker make eye contact with you, look off. He stayed looking off now. And I'm looking like, did he just look off? And then he did this. He said, he tried to look back at me and see if I'm looking. I'm like, yeah, I'm still looking. I'm like, I ain't gonna speak to you because you obviously don't want to speak to me. It's cool. It's every day. This is every single day. This is the type of experiences you have. And that doesn't mean that you're gonna talk about it every day. But if I'm telling you, listen to me, family. If I literally had a notepad and I started writing down all the little bull junk that occurs because you witness people. I'm not talking about something I think that's in my head. Some people have the ability to discern. You can read people. You can read energy. You can see how people do. I done been in situations to this day. You get on the elevator and people be like, they'll wait. They don't want to get in the elevator with you in 2025. And you be like, wow, interesting. You know what I'm saying? You go to the store. You hand your money to the person. They take your money. They give you a change. You stick your hand out. They put the damn money on the counter and slide it to you. They don't want, I'm like, bro, I just laugh, say, bro, they gonna rub off, man. And just laugh and walk out. Again, the quote is to be relatively conscious. To be conscious will be almost, you be in a state of rage almost every day. You get sick of it, man, because people walk around and it's just the world. The world don't, America hate black people, man. Y'all know that. That's what it's built off of. Now, it ain't bad in every scenario, but there are some days that you have some days where you kind of have some moments. Then the other element that's a part of that is this. When you go back and look at this, historical, you got some people that look like us that will, it's black folk that do get to elevate within the system. And then they become the protectors of that system. They be the ones that always coming back to the other folk, telling them that what you seeing and what you experiencing ain't that way. Then they start faulting people that look like, then they start faulting black people for the stuff that they deal with. Then you become the gatekeeper of the oppressive system that you operate in. We still got to operate in the system. We're not going to evaporate or just disappear. It is what it is. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So, yeah, that was just a portion of that. But again, I say that to say all this, Shedeur going to be fine. And things will continue as they do. Let's move on. I thought it was some pretty cool graphics. Again, shout out to Shedeur and Travis from Jackson State to Colorado to the NFL, man. Proud of those guys. Did some great things. Also happy for Cameron Seaman Craig, another Jack State Tiger. Shiloh, another Jack State Tiger. Cameron going over there with Travis. Shiloh is heading to Tampa Bay to play for the Buccaneers. But most importantly, man, and I mean that, most importantly, because Robert McDaniel wore a Jack State uniform this year. This the one that really this the one that hurt me. It hurt me because I really felt like Robert was good enough to be drafted. Again, I'm not here to piss in his cornflakes and rain on his parade. We wanted to see him get drafted because we saw all the work that the Washington Commanders did, the extra meeting, and shout out to Miss Rashida Liberty, his agent, for doing a fantastic job of making sure she was able to secure him a location. I know she represents Irv, and we're still all waiting for Irv to get that announcement. But Robert McDaniel started off at Jackson State 2019, and then he returned in 2024 with a career high in tackles, 55. He had 10 tackles for loss, had 4.5 sacks, and he had 3 interceptions and 5 pass breakups. He had a monster year. He moved from the safety position to the corner position, and he was very instrumental on the defense in helping us win a national championship. His numbers were off the chart. His pro day, the HBCU combine. I think Robert McDaniel is going to follow a path very similar to Marquise Bell from FAMU. That's the hope. The objective is to follow Mr. Bell, man. Get that second contract and stay in the league for a long time, man. Go do your thing, bro. And we know that he will. At this point, he's got to make the cut. So that's what we're hoping for. One thing I didn't mention, I know that James Houston is a when I was talking about Shedeur, he's going to the Cleveland Browns. James Houston is at the Cleveland Browns as a restricted free agent. So hopefully James is able to get re-upped by the franchise, and you can have James Houston and Shedeur both at the Cleveland Browns, man. But this is the thing that bothers me as well, man, is because the NFL also knows that they can get a lot of HBCU players on a discount, and I hate that because we want to get drafted as well. There were a good handful, 2 handfuls of FCS players, former FCS players that got drafted. The likes of Bayshaw Tootin from North Carolina A&T by way of Virginia Tech. Brother Merritt, who played for Alabama State by way of, I want to say, New Mexico, got drafted. He had a really good East-West Shrine Bowl game. He was the MVP. But Carson Vincent got drafted 5th round by the Baltimore Ravens. But he was the only HBCU player that got drafted from an HBCU. We wanted Rob to be that second name to come off the board. All the draft boards from an FCS standpoint, all of the coverage. Those guys do a great job. The likes of Blue, the likes of Kyle T. Mosley, FCS, all the FCS guys that cover SI, Sports Illustrated, fantastic job. Steve Weiss, Bucky Brooks, those guys did a really good job of covering the HBCU talent, the top 10 talent. Shout out to Kendall Bowler as well. He signed with the Denver Broncos. TD, I know TD gonna be happy, man. He got another Denver Bronco coming over there as a free agent, man. So happy for him. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna touch on some of the shout out to my boy Didi, man. Devontae Davis signed with the with the Colts. Keydrane Callaghan also going to the Colts with Dede. Played for us for a year. Just proud of those guys, man. We happy for all of them. If they put on the Jack State Tiger uniform and now they get to further their career in the NFL, man, we're ecstatic about it. But in the end, the reality of the matter is that, let's see if I can find some more. I'm going to go through this list real quick of undrafted free agents that were signed. One second. That's some big-time FBS P4 talent that also had to get signed undrafted free agent deals, man. So hold on just a second, family. 1 second. But if you go follow Blue, go follow Light On Sports, go follow all those guys. They're doing a really good job of giving you the updates on where all the guys and all the talent that you are used to seeing at the FCS level. They are giving you all the updates. God damn, how many players is Los Angeles Chargers bringing in? Wow, you know they're gonna cut half of these jokers. That's a lot of players, man. But right, Minnesota Vikings doing the same thing. They bringing in a ton of players, man. Tennessee State got a D lineman that's heading to the Vikings. I'm almost done. 1 second, family. Hold tight. And like I said, I won't be much longer on this stream. I just wanted to come on, give my initial thoughts and reactions, so I wasn't too long-winded on Saturday, on Monday. Tuesday, my birthday. You know, it's my birthday weekend, man. Shiloh signed with Drew Rosenhaus. Oh, that's what's up. That's good for him, man. Savin McGee got a camp invite. Yeah, that was crazy, man. Mississippi State didn't get no players drafted, man. That is unusual because Mississippi State usually has, but they haven't been good for a little while. But I still feel like they had some draftable players. Congratulations to Savin McGee. He got an invite. Let me see, where was that to? Savin McGee got an invite to. Look like Destiny Brown just signed with the UNLV. My guy Aaron Smith just Aaron Smith, South Carolina State, signed with the Jets. Congratulations to him. Let's see who else. In this thing. Savin McGee got a camp invite to the Atlanta Falcons. But yeah, man, proud of Dede. Proud of I didn't have any. I know we're gonna get caught up on all of the edits. I'm gonna drop this link real quick. If anybody got anything they want to express, feel free to come up and join. Express yourself. You know. What up, James? How you doing, brother? But man, we're super duper proud of Rob, though, man. Very proud of Rob. Very proud of Dede. Proud of all the guys that wore Tiger uniform. Waiting on Irv. We on standby, and I know that Miss Liberty gonna make sure he's in the best possible situation that he can be in. So we're excited about that. We'll wait. ASVP, I know you people, but am I lying? What happened? I don't know what the deal is. Did anyone get in the portal after Spencer? No, there's no other portal. Portal closed, man. Right now, there are 47 undrafted free agent contracts, 22 mini camp invites for former FCS players. Hey, man, they're getting those FCS players, Blue, on a discount, brother. Give you a chance to come in there and look. I get it, man. I know. But the reality of the matter is all you need is one. James Houston and Jacoby Durant. One draft we had 4. You know, we had 4 in 22. In 23 we had 1. Isaiah Bolden. In 24 we had none. 25, we got 1. So that's kind of where we are. You know, Carson Vincent still, listen, man. Hey, Blue, if you don't mind, Carson Vincent started at Alabama A&M, finished at Alabama A&M. Tell me if I'm correct. Hey, brother, how you doing? Trying to catch up with the conversation. Just go backwards. Just go backwards. I know you live, but you can take your finger, go straight across to the end, or you can go to YouTube. The best thing to do, if you're watching on YouTube, let me do it this way. If you're on Facebook, Blue, might as well click the link. Come on up for a quick second. I got about a good 20 minutes left, man. About a good 19 minutes. We're going to shut this one down at an hour, 30 minutes. Been on for an hour 12 now, so might want to come up. Yeah, he got in there in 2020, stayed all 5 years. Boom, shakalaka. Stayed with Connell Maynard for all his college career. He just got a 5th round draft pick. Dominated at the Senior Bowl. One thing that was about Vincent, when you watched him play with Alabama A&M, he dominated, man. We was like, that joker, that's something else. That's how you got to play it. You can't be middle of the pack in the SWAC. Dominate. If you like that, dominate. If you really like that, dominate. It's that simple. You can look at the names that we just called and we can tell a whole story. There are some players, let's go back. There are some players that started in HBCU, transfer to an FBS, and get drafted. There are some players that started in HBCU, transfer to FBS, and don't get drafted. But if you dominate, you can get your name called. Trent, how you doing, bro? Trent, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. How you doing, bro?
Everything's all right. I was just I'm doing two different things at once, trying not to Okay, here we go. I had multiple things going on. I was trying not to be reverberating going from YouTube to StreamYard. How we doing?
You good, brother?
All right,
good, man. I think I expressed myself to the best that I can. I'm gonna have some more on Monday, but I just wanted to get my initial thoughts. I'm gonna still reflect on it, and then I'll come back and we'll chew the cud again. But what's on your mind?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, I've been fuming for the last 3 days. Just fuming because, there's no reason for this. And you use the term buck breaking, which probably is about the most appropriate term, because this didn't really just have to do with Shedeur. It had to do with Dion. And what they specifically said was that we are not fixing to allow, and you know how I try to control myself when I'm in a public space, but yes, we're not fixing to allow you niggas to do what white boys got away with. John Elway's father basically leveraged the New York Yankees, and the gray hair and the bald head allows me some perspective that a lot of people don't have. I talked to a young man today. He had never heard of Walter Payton. But, John Elway's father leveraged the New York Yankees to basically say that there was no way on God's green earth he would ever allow him to play for the Indianapolis Colts. And Archie Manning did the exact same thing with Eli and said that he was not going to allow Eli to play for the San Diego Chargers. And correct, you go back and look at that draft tape of Eli going number 1 to the Chargers. Eli had this look on his face like, I cannot believe that after all we did, y'all drafted me anyway. However, the difference is within about 30 minutes, the Giants had taken Phillip Rivers, and then they had exchanged draft picks.
At the 4th pick.
Yes, they exchanged number 1 for number 4 with, obviously some other consideration or what have you. But the larger point is these white fathers, and I really try to leave race out of stuff where I can. But
good luck.
John Elway's father and Archie Manning, who I have a lot of respect for, but Archie Manning and John Elway's father basically were able to manipulate their superstar sons to where they wanted them to play. And for whatever reason, Deion was punished for manipulating his superstar son for wherever it was that he would have preferred that he end up. And so that's problem one. Problem two is all these people, and I know Twitter is full of bots nowadays, but it's also full of just stupid people who will try to make up excuses. But you're not fixing to convince me, or for that matter, anybody else that follows sports, and I'm by no means a professional, but you're not fixing to convince me that somebody who was the consensus number 2 quarterback, because for the last month, everybody been saying Cam Ward's going number 1. And when it started, it was would Cam Ward or Shedeur be number 1? And there was no number 3 in that slot.
Right.
So until the consensus settled on Cam Ward as number 1, the consensus then settled on Shedeur as number 2. Honestly, I didn't think Shedeur was going to get past the Saints. And up until maybe a couple of days ago, I was like, the Saints probably should be worried about somebody trading up in front of them to get Shedeur, like Kansas City traded in front of them to get Patrick Mahomes.
Facts. That's facts.
So, and I said, that's what the Saints should have been worried about. But little did we know that there is no way that you can have this level of collusion among the owners in the NFL. And this is an owner's thing. This is not a GM thing. GM's power. There's no way that you can have this without the owners basically either being exceedingly tone deaf, and there's a bit of that, or the owners saying, I don't give a damn what nobody thinks. We are some of the richest men in the world, and whatever we say goes. And if everybody's mad, then they can just get over being mad. Now, the one thing I will say is, I believe that Shedeur Sanders will end up with the starting spot. I do believe that. And because you took him in the 5th, there is no 5th-year option for his team, the Cleveland Browns. Whenever the time comes to renegotiate, and I do not believe that he should continue to allow Deion to speak for him.
No,
I think he needs to be an adult and get a professional who does this every day. And there are a bunch of them, whether he gets the same agent, Drew Rosenhaus, that his brother got, or get somebody else. But he should get an agent whose name is not Deion Sanders. And when the time comes to talk about his contract, I believe that the answer should be, please don't expect a discount after the way you all treated me on draft weekend 2025.
I would say this too, to add, brother. By him not getting drafted in the 1st round, has everybody seen Cam Ward's signing bonus?
I have not.
$32 million.
Right.
Contract 40, high 40s. I can't remember the number. I did see it. I want to say the number 2 pick, Travis Hunter, $31 million signing bonus. Shedeur lost a lot of money.
He did.
I know he may have money. It may not have been about money. 48.6. Thank you, Tyler. Going in the 1st round, he lost a lot of money, man.
And you can never recoup that lost money.
No, you can't.
The only way
he might get $5 million out of this deal.
Well, that's going to be the NFL deal. But, and I would argue the NFL owes him money, because those of us who might have lost, those of us who waiting on Robert McDaniel.
The ratings was high. I know it.
The ratings were high because everybody was still glued to their TV. I have, one of my very good friends, wife is a Jackson State graduate. And she's not a sports fan. I have yet to see her at a sporting event, but she did not leave her TV until after Shedeur got drafted. And I suspect that all over America, and for that matter, wherever the draft is being shown all over the world, that you had a similar dynamic. So the league owes Shedeur money just for the extra amount of advertising that they were able to sell for people to stay glued to their TVs. That's right, She Loves D, because I watched your podcast. But
hey, sis was working, man.
Man, she worked hard.
Hey, I was reluctant to even come on right now because I knew I was gonna wait till Monday, but I was like, I was so bothered that I was in the chat. I needed to talk to get. This is how I get past stuff, man. Get it out of my system, flush it out, and move on.
We are all bothered. And Timona, you know, I know you was trying to control Braxton. Your co-host, and I know that's a whole other job, but you did yeoman's work, and you have that walking encyclopedia, Mr. Ford, who has forgotten more about sports than most of us will ever know in the HBCU space, and that is wonderful for you. But if I'm Shedeur, hey Irv, there you go. There you go. Oh, Ken, I know that makes you
happy. What's up, man? Ken. Hey, you about to make me a Raider fan again? Come on, dog.
Ken, I know that makes you happy.
Hey, come on up, man. If you can come up, man, I gotta drop the link for you, bro. Come on up. You come up, boy. If you put that silver and black on, dog, it's over with. I'm a Raider fan all over again, damn it.
Hey, all I need to know is where to order those jerseys from.
Let's go. I'm getting Raider. Hey, y'all know I'm finna rock. I get to wear my Raiders gear now, man. Oh, baby. I'm out the portal, man. I'm back. If Irv go to the Raiders, I'm back, y'all. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Let's fucking go, dog. Oh yeah, that just made my night. This just picked my spirits back up, man.
Hey, look, I love that I love that non-announcement announcement.
Breaking news right here on KC-1400 Media.
Breaking news on KC-1400. There you go. That is why we love what it is that we have an opportunity to be a part of.
Come on, man. I listen to the Davis family, Tom Brady, Pete Carroll. Hey, man, y'all bring Irv in. Hey, I'm back, baby. I'm gonna be like what Coming to America. He said, Baltimore, we're back.
All I know is they are getting a dog, and they're going to make some teams regret not spending that pick.
Hey, man, we know, man. All you needed was a chance, brother. All you needed was a chance. Go in there and show them what they need to do, man. God gonna make a way, bro. If it's not the silver and black, man, whoever it's gonna be, we coming. We going where you go. But man, that's outstanding, man. That made my night, man. Good. Hey, it's good to hear from Irv, because I know everybody has been kind of holding their breath, waiting. And where Irv? I kept telling you, man. Let Miss Liberty do her thing. She know what she's doing. She gonna get him right. And in the situation he's in, they got to make sure it's the right situation. And you don't want to just send your client to anywhere, because you want to have a chance to make the roster. Oh my goodness! He talked to Tom Brady, in the GM a few hours ago. They gave him a 24-hour hub to answer that. Oh my God! Baby, let's go.
Ken. There are a couple of parts of this.
Look. All I'm gonna say is this. Hey man, you signed on the dotted line to become a Raider. I'm rocking my Raider hat on Monday, y'all. I'm telling you, right? I'm coming all Raider gear, baby. I know that everybody's all the way at Jack State gear. I used to wear nothing but Raiders gear before that. I'm going to get a jersey, man. What Craig at, man? Somebody hit Craig, man. The jersey wave. I got a bunch of jerseys to get now, but I gotta get all NFL jerseys now, Trey.
Hey, Blue, I gotta get a jersey budget myself.
Hey man, you know Herb, boy, you know it, man. Listen, bro. Man, you know, we down like 4 flat tires, bro. Man, bro, I'm proud of you, man. I this made my night. Boy, this made my night. I was in the toilet, man. I was in the toilet, man, for a minute. I was about to flush, Trent. I thought I had got it all out, man. But he done kind of picked me back up now. I'm good now, baby.
Hey,
Good,
I've been
bro.
mad.
Hey, look. I'm gonna say this: Ashton Gentic, whatever. Herb, my guy, man.
Herb is our guy.
Pelican in the black and silver, man. It's over with, dog.
You know, I did not criticize the Raiders at least the first round.
I did.
I did not criticize them for not taking Shedeur the first round. I understood the Ashton Genty.
Yeah, that's true.
I understood the logic.
That's true.
Now, you know, after that, I was just kind of like, you know, I was done with all 32 teams. I was actually riding in my car earlier today, like, you know what? I got plenty of stuff I can do on Sundays. I ain't got to just be sitting up here after watching these people play in our face like this.
Yeah.
You know, especially, look, I'm a black and gold fan. I'm a fan of the New Orleans Saints and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those are my two teams.
Man, you got double whammied over there, didn't it, man?
Look, boy, I'm sitting up here
like I was done with the Raiders because I couldn't believe they decided they was gonna stick with Geno Smith. They did draft the quarterback. They drafted the quarterback out of North Dakota State. What's his name? Ward, I think is his name. Is it Ward?
Like the 6th round?
No, it's Cord or something like that. Cal Cord.
It's Cameron.
Cord.
Then they turned around and drafted Montana State's quarterback 2 picks later.
Oh yeah, they see Will Johnson going to the damn Steelers instead of. I wanted Shedeur to go to the Steelers too, man. I wanted
Shedeur to go to the Saints, but then after the Saints,
Cam Miller.
wanted him to Cam Miller. That's right. I wanted Shedeur to go to the Saints first at number 9, and then when that didn't happen, I was like, man, the Steelers got to make this move because the other thing is. While we're talking about entitled quarterbacks, y'all been letting Aaron Rodgers play in your face, not just the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers is the most entitled quarterback in like the last 10 years. You know, we talking about entitled folks. Look at all the stuff that the NFL put up with from Brett Favre, you know, before he stole the welfare money as a retiree. When he was in the league, sexually harassing and sending pictures of his genitals. Oh, wow.
So let me get this straight.
Ran a 4.3 with 41. Okay.
What's his name? What's the Montana State quarterback name?
See, Ken, you got me on the ginger
ale.
Oh,
Tommy Malott. Okay. So Malott is gonna be. So he's going to go to wide receiver. You got Irv. Cam Miller's a quarterback. What position does Grant play? What position is Grant? Yes, sir. So that's just a chance on me. Offer me a week into his coaching job. Spirit Tiger never. That's right, brother. That's right, Irv, man. I know coaches. We proud, man. Hey, Irv versus Bowler 2 times. Oh, Charles, offensive tackle William & Mary. That's right. I love it, man. I love that. They're giving the FCS guys a chance. Y'all go in there and do your job, man. Go put that work in. I
want all of them to make the team.
Hey, well, like Irv said, brother, wherever you decide to go, man, we gonna follow you wherever that is. I'm gonna be extra. I'm gonna be extra stoked if it's that silver and black. I'm just saying, bro. You get in that game, bro. Preseason, you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rooting for you, bro. Go in that thing, put that work in. You're a pro, man. It's time now.
I'm extra proud. I guess now we're waiting to hear about Phillip Webb.
Hey, man, I know your kid's gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? Daddy a pro. Like I ain't gonna get emotional. I know folks gonna get emotional on here, man, because they love you, man, for real. They love you, bro, because of how you represented the brand and you represented this brand for the past, 2 seasons, I think. Yeah, like past 2 years. You've been a great ambassador for the KC-1400 brand. Matter of fact, while we got you on here, man, we still got T-shirts out there, man. Don't forget now. Y'all know we rock with Mr. Mulligan the long way. So if you ain't got one of them T-shirts, man, you can go right now, KC1400media.com. Grab one of them Jackson State Irv Mulligan 1,000-yard T-shirts. We still got some T-shirts left, so go over there. I'm gonna throw a little discount on there, man. Once you announce what your name gonna be, we gonna clear those out. I can't make no merch with you no more because we gonna buy the official merch now. We gonna have to go to fanatics.com now. But I'm gonna get my jersey from the Jersey Wave. I ain't buying nothing off their website. I'm gonna put that money into brother Craig. Craig, you gotta give me a discount too, bro. You gotta give me a discount because I'm gonna put in an order for jersey. I'm gonna put in about 7 jerseys, Trent. I gotta get all of them. Shiloh, Shedeur, Cameron, Silman Craig, Travis Hunter, DD. I gotta get them all, man.
Yeah, you gotta have a budget. And last time I went to Fanatics and bought anything, they
$150, man. You gonna spend $150 off the rip
every time. Yeah, because I have a cousin that's now with the Cowboys, that was drafted originally by the Panthers, so I had to get his jersey. But the fact of the matter is, and see, Lee, I know exactly where you're coming from. Look, I was driving down. Had to run an errand, and I'm driving back to the house, and I'm saying to myself, man, if Shedeur don't get drafted, I got other stuff I can do in my Sundays because you all are playing in everybody's face.
Man, I was so distraught last night, man. The Lakers lost too. Man, it's been a bad sports week for me, man. Weekend, I mean. I was sick, man. But I said today, this month, I said, nah, they're gonna draft him today. They're not gonna let him go undrafted. I knew that was the case.
Because you could say
I better get flued out in a medium pass so I can feel me.
Not flown out, but flued out.
Damn. Oh man, but no, man, it's a great joy, man, to be on. Just talk about it, man. That's what this show is for. Really to express yourself, man. Listen, we gonna be on live Monday. I know brother T Dizzle will be back on, and we invite you up. If you got something you want to express, come up, express yourself, man. We don't mind it at all, man. But once again, and I'll let you have share whatever you got left, brother Trent. But again, we want to say congratulations to all of the former Tigers. We don't have a photo for all of them, but of course, Travis Hunter is now a Jacksonville Jaguar, along with Cameron, Silman Craig. Of course, Shedeur is over with the Cleveland Browns. I got to get that. If he wearing number 2, I think he gonna definitely get 2. We hope. But I got to get that jersey. I got to get that dark brown jersey, man. I got to get that, bro. Got to get it. And then again, we just congratulations to, again, Cameron, Silman Craig, Shiloh, and more importantly, Robert McDaniel, Dede, Devontae Davis, Keydrane Callaghan, Antonio Doyle, all those guys that played. Who am I missing? Am I missing someone? Irv, Mr. Irv Mulligan right here.
Right, waiting to hear from Philip Webb.
Philip Webb, absolutely. Anyone that gets an invite, we riding with y'all, man. No word yet on them. But if we get a word, y'all know we gonna share it. We got a really good team of those who scour the internet consistently, especially in the Tiger Talk, in our Tiger Talk research department. We have a lot of it be stuff hitting the chat all the time. So if it's out there, I always tell everybody, make sure you're following Tiger Talk TV on social media. If it's on Facebook, it's Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. But if you're on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, it's Tiger Talk TV. I always go because Corey's going to always keep you up to date on the latest. He always grabs just about everything that's going on in Tiger Land, out in the atmosphere. So if you ever get behind, just go to Tiger Talk TV. social media page, and he'll give you the latest and greatest of what's going on. Scroll the Twitter page. You'll see everything that's happening, and you kind of go from there. So that's it. It's Saturday night. Listen, I'm going to drop that Cash App on Monday now because it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
I turned 43, man. You know what I'm saying? The Cash App is at the bottom, KC-1400 MG. Now, I'm going to say that now. I ain't going to look, Trent, I ain't going to, wait a minute. I lied. I'm going to put that up there now. I'll put it up there now, dog. If you want to look, before you go spend all your money this weekend, because I know you're finna go out, might finna go get you a little drink or something. I turned 43. 43 of them things. I had, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to just leave it at that, Trent.
hey, another 13 and a half more, you're being caught up with me.
Damn. So
it's all right.
Man,
hey, all I gotta say is keep living and learning.
April 29th, man. I'm a Taurus. Y'all know what it is, man. April 20th, I'm an April baby. But no, I ain't gonna be on here on Tuesday. So Monday, I'm dropping the Cash App from start to finish. Bless your boy, man. Send me something. It ain't going to no look. It ain't. The initiative is me.
Well, early happy birthday.
Appreciate it, bro.
I got you. And
man.
On your way out, all I got to say is go Tigers. I'm proud of everybody that's gotten an offer. And looking forward to you guys getting there, showing up and showing out.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Appreciate everybody, man. Every last one of y'all. I'm seeing it's 860 people watching. If you're on Facebook, before you leave, go to YouTube, KC-1400 Media, hit the subscribe button. If you're not, join the channel. If you're on Twitter, you're on X, go to YouTube, KC-1400 Media, hit the subscribe button, family. Hit the subscribe button. What we trying to do, Trent? We're trying to get 8,000 subscribers, man. We on the road. We almost there. But before we get out of here, huge shout out to our supporters, our channel sponsors, Automasters, Impact Tickets, Canon, Nissan of Jackson, Canon Toyota of Vicksburg. Listen, if you go to either one of these Canon spots, hey, Coach Lewis, if you're out there, Brother Will told me you came by the dealership yesterday. He asked me what my coach name was. I said, that's Coach Johnny Lewis. Hey, make sure you tell him that I sent you. Because tell him that KC-1400 sent you. If you're going to buy a vehicle, they'll donate $150 or something to that effect to the collective. So, and then last but not least, shout out Rex. And look, our foundation, if you want to donate to the foundation, Friends of KC-1400 Inc. Go to Givelify. You can donate, tax-deductible donation. All right? But nevertheless, I appreciate everybody. Good to see you, Brother Trent, man. You have a safe weekend, brother.
All right. You do the same, brother.
All the best, man. All right, Tiger Nation. I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace out.
ShotRx is bringing healthcare to you. With our mobile health team, we can come to your school, church, or business to take care of you. We offer childhood immunizations, COVID and flu vaccinations, physicals, and much more. Don't put your health off. Welcome to Care and Compassion. Welcome to ShotRx.
Hey, this True Thompson. True, you got to get a word for Tiger Nation, man. I love y'all. Tiger Nation. Do y'all love? Go Tigers, baby. Appreciate